Hello, my name is Chris Irwin and I'm a Technical Solutions Professional on the Live at EDU team at Microsoft. Today we're going to be demoing transport rules and how you can use a transport rule to set up an ethical firewall between a couple of different groups in your Live at EDU email environment. So the first thing I want to show you is I've got my user Charlie here. We're opening it up via OWA or the Live at EDU console on the web. We're going to go ahead and open up the gal here. Now our other test user, so we can see Charlie. Charlie's a student at the primary school. And our other user that we're going to be dealing with today is Nancy. Nancy is a student at the secondary school. What we've done, and I've got Nancy down here connecting via Outlook, so we'll be able to hop in and send email back and forth between the two of them. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright. Send an email from Nancy to Charlie. It's out of the outbox. As we can see, email flows, no problem. And let's do a response here. And there we go. We have two-way mail flow, no issues. Now let's take a look at our PowerShell. This is a little script I've put together. Let me walk you through it real quick. First thing we're going to do here is this first section is just our connection string. We're going to go ahead and run this particular block of code here using the PowerShell ISE, and that's going to go ahead and prompt us for our credentials and connect us to my Live at EDU tenant. Input those. And it's going through connection right now. And there we are, we've been connected. Now I'll have access to the Live at EDU PowerShell commandlets. The very first one we're going to do is we're going to do a get dynamic group or distribution group here. I want to show you a list of the groups that I've got created. So as you can see, I've got a primary students group and a secondary students group. So I want to show you the members of the primary students. As you can see, there's Charlie. Charlie's a primary student. Now we're going to run it for our secondary students and see the members of that group. There's Nancy. Nancy's a secondary student. So we know they're in the correct groups. Now let's take a look at our transport rules. What transport rules do we have? So we're going to do a get-transport rule. When I run that, that's going to return back a list of all of the transport rules that are on by default. I haven't added any. As you can see, there's your transport rules for closing inbound mail to the campus and outbound mail to the campus. We're going to go over an enabling and disabling transport rules a little later in the demo, but that was, the rule is already created. You just have to turn it on if you wanted to lock your campus down. So now we're going to create our new transport rule. We're going to use the new transport rule commandlet. We're going to pass in the parameter name, and for that value is going to be primary-secondary email block. We're going to pass in between member of 1. That's going to be our first dynamic distribution group, primary students. We're going to pass in between member of 2. That's going to be our secondary students dynamic group. And finally, we're going to pass in rejection message reason text. Now this is going to be the text they receive when they get their NDR. we're going to pass in, "You're not allowed to receive this message. Please see your teacher for details." So let's go ahead and highlight this block of code here. Let's go ahead and run that. And as we can see, right down here, here's the name that we gave it. The state is enabled. Priorities 4, that's just where it fits in this list. So let's go ahead and test out our rule. So we're going to hop over here to Outlook. And let's just try and respond to this message. Let's do a reply. Can we meet after school? Send the mail, out it goes. And there's our response. As you can see, we get a non-deliverable. And then if we look down here at the error code after our 550, here's the text that we put in there. Please see your teacher for details. So that's from our secondary student to our primary. Let's check it out the other way. Let's just do a reply here. Send. And almost instantly, because I've got conversations on, it's a little different view here, but here's the NDR and the same thing. So our transport rule works the way we expected. So now we talked about enabling and creating. Let's go ahead and disable the transport rule. So I'm going to run the disable transport rule commandlet. I'm going to use the dash identity attribute, and we're going to pass in the name of the transport rule. We get prompted, yes, I want to disable it. And now I want to run a get transport rule. I want to show you the results here. And here we go. It's disabled now. Now let's go ahead and turn it back on. It's as simple as using the enable transport rule commandlet, dash identity, and then the name. This is the command you would use if you wanted to turn on the already provided transport rules for closed campus inbound or outbound. And we're going to run another get transport rule. Let's verify that it did what we wanted. And as we can see, it's enabled now. Now let's say you've added one and you need to remove it. It's as simple as using the remove transport rule commandlet. Exact same format, we're just changing the verb from get to enable to disable to remove. So remove transport rule space dash identity, the name. You'll get prompted, do you really want to remove it? Tell it yes. Let's view it, and there you go. Now it's gone. Now the transport rule is gone, we should be able to send mail again. So let's hop over here to Charlie's mailbox. And we'll click new message, and we're going to send to Nancy. Let's say, and we meet after school. And we'll send that. There we go. Let's hop down to Nancy's inbox, and there's the mail from Charlie. Let's go ahead and reply. Sure. Time. Send that. Leaves the outbox. And there we go. We have two-way mail flow again. Now the only thing left to do is to go in and close our session. So we're going to run the get session commandlet, and we're going to pipe that to remove PS session. And just to make sure, we'll run a get session again. The session is gone. That concludes our demo. Thank you very much.